For businesses trying to keep up with digital transformation, and especially with AI just exploding, it's tough. It's not just knowing what to do, right?
Exactly. It's the how. How do you actually pull it off
Right.
at scale, securely?
Right. So what happens when, two massive players, one in tech consulting, one in telco, decide to team up to really accelerate things, maybe even reshape the whole landscape for a region? Well, that's what we're digging into today. There's this significant new joint venture happening in Australia. It involves Infosys and Telstra. We're looking at the news reported by Capacity Media.
It's a big one.
It really seems like more than just a small market tweak. It feels, well, strategic, designed to create something new and powerful.
Absolutely. And that's our mission for this deep dive, right? To really unpack the details of this alliance. What's each company bringing? What role are they playing? And maybe most importantly, what does this actually mean, for businesses in Australia, maybe even beyond? What's the real significance? We want to pull out those core insights, understand why this particular partnership is, well, getting noticed.
Okay, let's get into it. This big announcement, Infosys, Telstra, this joint venture in Australia, what's the core goal, the main objective here? And how exactly are they setting this thing up?
Well, what's really interesting, I think, is the clarity of the objective. It's stated pretty clearly: accelerate AI-powered cloud and digital transformation.
For Australian business.
For Australian enterprises, exactly. And the how, the structure, is just as important. So you've got Infosys, global player, digital services, consulting, you know them.
Right.
They're acquiring a majority stake, 75% plus operational control of a company called Versent Group.
Okay, Versent Group. And they're currently owned by Telstra.
That's right. Currently a wholly owned subsidiary of Telstra Group. Now, Telstra isn't completely out. They're keeping a 25% minority stake in Versent.
Interesting. So Telstra keeps a piece of the action. That makes Versent Group sound pretty central to this whole thing.
Definitely.
Tell us more about them. Who are they? What's their specialty? What do they bring to this specific deal?
Yeah, good question. Versent Group is described as Australia's leading digital transformation solutions provider. Seems they've built a really strong name for themselves.
How so?
Helping Australian businesses design and implement cloud strategies, working with top partners. They've got a decent-sized team, too, about 650 people, engineers, advisors, strategists, all across Australia.
Okay, so real local scale and expertise.
Exactly. And they work mainly with the big players, large blue-chip organizations.
Okay.
Plus, they have a strong foothold in government, education, finance, energy, utilities, key sectors.
Right.
So, yeah, that brings up the really interesting point. How do these three Infosys' global reach, Telstra's infrastructure and local presence, and Versant's specialized skills, how do they actually mesh together? What's the synergy?
Yes. That's where it gets really fascinating, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's not just Infosys buying something. It sounds like they're deliberately combining very different strengths. So what specific capabilities does each one put on the table for this new venture?
Well, if you look at the bigger picture, it's about plugging different pieces together. Telstra, obviously, leading telco and tech company in Australia. They bring that core connectivity, the infrastructure.
The pipes.
The pipes, yeah, but also that deep understanding of the Australian market's needs. Then you have Versent Group. They're bringing that specific local digital engineering skill. They know the nuances of the Australian market. They have the relationships.
Boots on the ground, sort of.
Exactly, boots on the ground with high-level expertise. And then Infosys comes in with its global scale, its deep industry knowledge across many sectors, and crucially, its advanced AI capabilities.
Like Topaz.
Precisely. Their AI-first platform, Infosys Topaz,
Yeah.
and also their cloud offering, Infosys Cobalt. So you've got the AI layer, the cloud acceleration, the global scale.
Meeting the local expertise and infrastructure.
It's a pretty compelling stack when you put it all together. Strategically aligned, as you said.
Yeah, it really sounds like a powerful mix designed to unlock some serious value. What are the leaders saying? The CEOs, the execs, how are they framing this synergy and their sort of shared vision?
Well, Salil Park, the Infosys CEO, he talked about being excited to bring Infosys Topaz in, complementing what Versant already does with cloud. He sees it as expanding their trusted collaboration with Telstra.
Okay, building on existing ties.
Right. And Vicky Brady, Telstra CEO, she emphasized her confidence in the value they can unlock together. She pointed to Infosys's global scale and innovation as key to really boosting Versant's growth.
Makes sense.
Then Oliver Camplin-Warner, he's the group exec for Telstra Enterprise, he basically said combining the strengths of all three creates something unique, something to help Aussie businesses grow and innovate, especially with AI driving everything so fast.
It's a unique proposition, yeah.
And one more. Anand Swaminathan at Infosys, he heads up communications, media, and tech globally. He spoke about being uniquely positioned now to deliver secure, resilient cloud and AI solutions. Not just for Australia, actually, but New Zealand, too. So a shared commitment to pushing AI-led innovation in the region.
So you mentioned building on existing ties. This isn't out of the blue then. It's more like deepening a relationship that was already there. Can you give us a bit of background on, how Infosys and Telstra have worked together before this?
Yeah, exactly. Not their first dance. Just last year, in 2024, they announced a multi-year strategic collaboration. That one was focused on speeding up Telstra's own software engineering and IT transformation.
Ah, so Infosys was already helping Telstra internally.
Right, with the goal of boosting customer experience. And even this year, Infosys has been working with Telstra on tech leadership, innovation, and supporting Telstra's big new strategy, the Connected Future 30 plan. So this joint venture with Versent, it's framed as, another key step, a way to strengthen that strategic collaboration even further, extending their reach together.
Right. So putting it all together, the history, the combined capabilities, Versant's role. What does this actually mean for businesses in Australia and government corporations, too?
Yeah.
What's the likely impact, you think, on the digital future down there?
Well, the stated aim is pretty ambitious. It's about elevating Versant's existing cloud and digital expertise by plugging in Infosys's advanced AI, cloud, data, consulting services, all of that.
Okay.
The goal is to deliver, they say, a new wave of differentiated value, basically faster, more complete, end-to-end digital transformation for these organizations.
So tangible benefits for clients, hopefully.
That's the idea. And the broader vision they talk about is, a more connected, more intelligent, more digital future for the whole region. It's worth noting, too, just practically this deal isn't done yet. It's expected to close sometime in the second half of fiscal year 2026.
Oh, okay. Still needs regulatory thumbs up and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Subject to the usual approvals.
Okay, so this deep dive really shows a very calculated move, doesn't it? Leveraging AI, leveraging cloud at a really significant scale. And it could touch everything from government services to banks across Australia and New Zealand, too. It really speaks to the power of these big strategic partnerships in driving tech shifts.
It really does. And it highlights that trend, big established players finding smart ways to mix global scale with that really specific local know-how. You need both often for these complex digital transformations.
Absolutely.
And it just underlines, again, how central AI and cloud are. They're not just add-ons anymore. They're foundational for growth, for staying competitive, especially in that region.
So as you're listening, think about this Infosys Telstra Versant alliance. Maybe consider this. How could these kinds of large-scale collaborations change things? Not just the tech market itself, but maybe the fundamental ways businesses actually operate, how they innovate in a world that's just getting more and more driven by AI.